Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rosero Network. I am Dan Webb, and I'm joined today by Mr. Richard Walker. Hello, Rich.
Hello.
Hello, and I'm also joined by Mr. Matt Lorrigan. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
So what we're going to do for the next 15, 20 minutes maybe, might be longer, might be shorter, who knows. We are going to talk about Sony's PlayStation 5. I guess it's not really a reveal, is it? But it was their first proper kind of outing.
The future of gaming.
The future of gaming, that is exactly what they called it. So we had just over an hour of new games, really tight format. We saw the console, we saw everything, so we're going to pick it apart. But first, general impressions. Rich, what did you think overall?
Well, as I was covering it, it was a little bit stressful because it kind of came at quite a pace. And,
which is good, though, as from a consumer perspective,
yeah,
right?
From a person covering it kind of perspective, not so great. But
yeah, but to be fair, everyone listening to this, no one is going to be, or maybe like two people are going to be in that boat.
I just want some sympathy, that's all.
Okay, all right, you've got your sympathy. Right, what are your impressions as a consumer? Did it excite you?
Yeah, I thought they did a really, really good job. I thought they had a lot of really cool exclusives. A lot of interesting stuff. I'm still not sold on the look of the console.
No, we'll come up to that and have a big discussion on that shortly. Yeah,
but overall, I think solid 8 out of 10.
Oh, we've gone with the scores straight away. Bloody hell, we've jumped the gun. All right, okay. Matt, are you along the same lines? Do you disagree with Richard? Did you hate it? Well, what's your kind of opinion?
No, I thought it was really good. Really good presentation. Considering we've not really seen anything of PS5 until now, I thought in terms of games they showed off, there was a load of really good stuff. There was a couple of things that I was really hoping for that turned up, which is nice. I'm
assuming that's Ratchet.
It's mostly Ratchet and Clank. And from what I remember of it, there was Ratchet and Clank and there was some other games revealed. I can't really remember, but no, I thought it was really, really good, and there was a lot of good stuff, and it was constant reveals. There was no chat whatsoever. I thought it was one of those events where you just and another thing. And it was like, it makes, even if not all those games were exclusive, it makes a real big pitch for PlayStation 5. Like, a lot of that stuff is now, that's coming to PS5. Like, that's the mindset. So
I did genuinely think they were going to open with GTA 6 though. The way that they opened with the GTA 5 trailer, I thought they're not going to really. And then it was a bit surprising the way they started, I guess.
The Rockstar logo was such a tease. Like I thought they'd come out here and be like GTA 6 straight off the bat, but that's one of those weird ones where for us that's not really a big deal. Like GTA 5 has been around forever, but there's people who are still buying that for the first time. There's people who still play that religiously.
Really?
So it's a big game for the mass market.
Mate, no, everybody in the world owns a copy of GTA 5 now.
Mate, I do the charts. I do the charts every week. It's still top 5, top 6 every single week.
It's the same people just buying the game and building like GTA forts or something. I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that everyone doesn't own it already.
Oh no, it's nuts.
That said, GTA 5, is it enhanced and expanded or something?
That's what they say, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all over that because I was
don't
about
know what that means though. What do they mean by expanded?
Like some of the content in that I didn't recognise, but I don't know whether that's from GTA Online because I haven't been keeping up with GTA Online. But a lot of the story stuff in that, maybe it's like new DLC that's now in the game.
What, you think single player DLC?
Well, I don't know. I feel like
I don't.
No, I assume it will be all GTA Online stuff.
You say that. The way that GTA and Rockstar operates, actually it's the same with Red Dead. Their first big reveal is always single player and then multiplayer comes later. I feel like if they're going to try and resell the game, they have to get the audience that buys it for that single player. Because I reckon it makes them so much money. But I imagine that the audience that plays a single player is comparatively bigger than the audience that plays the multiplayer, but the single player audience aren't putting money in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And once they're done, they're probably sort of done with it.
Exactly. I've spent, probably 100 quid with all the different versions over the last 10 years or whatever it is. So that's all I've spent. But somebody will spend that in a weekend on GTA money and buying a fucking new tank or something. I don't know. I haven't done GTA Online. But okay. Right, enough with the past. Let's talk about the future. So there was a load of exclusives, a load of surprising exclusives as well, right? Spider-Man Miles Morales. Matt, you've covered that today, and it's not a follow-up, right? Oh, was it Rich?
Yeah,
Sorry, Rich.
It's all right. It's an enhanced version of the PlayStation 4 original for PS5 with a Miles Morales expansion, which I don't think was made clear.
No.
People in the comments going like, "Oh, well, this was obvious." It's like, well, no, it wasn't, because they said in the YouTube description a new adventure.
Which is technically true, but yeah, it definitely was pitched as a sequel. They didn't make it clear at all, I didn't think.
No.
Also, how do you make the original Spider-Man game look even better?
Yeah, right. Well, they used it as an example of those fast SSD loading times, didn't they? So I guess that was kind of a hint.
Yeah, I guess.
From the get-go.
True. I don't remember there being that many loading times in the game anyway.
Do you know why? Because it was so fun to go from A to B as Spider-Man. Fast travelling gave you that little subway ride thing.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
You'd hardly ever do it. You'd hardly ever do it because it's so fun to swing around.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. And when I did, it was the subway thing, and they're all different animations, and I found that kind of amusing.
Yeah, so I assume they'll be gone. No more subway rides.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, great. I'll replay Spider-Man on the PS5. Yeah, brilliant. I'll play it with the new. I've still not played the DLC, so great. I platinumed the first one. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah.
That's my attitude. The GT7, anybody interested in that?
I thought it looked nice. I was a big fan of GT3. That was the one I really got into.
Was that the one with the red cover?
The one with the red cover, A-Spec.
With Weezer.
Yeah. And lots of feeder tracks.
That's it. Oh, mate, I always remember. That's what got me into kind of the GT series.
Yeah.
Because there was was there a Le Mans race in it? Like a 24-hour?
Yeah, there was all sorts of endurance stuff, but I don't think the series has... I don't think the series has been as good since. I feel like it hasn't really evolved. Well, yeah.
If you look at like Forza on the Microsoft side.
Wait a minute, Dan. Are you forgetting that GT6 had that moon thing? You could drive around on the moon.
Like, you know what? I remember GT6 watching somebody stream it, and everyone was racing in these big vans. They weren't big vans; they were small vans, but it wasn't a racing car.
Right.
And they were trying to get up this hill, and everybody was struggling to get up this hill. And I'm like, this isn't fun.
No,
this is just agonising. So, yeah, not really a GT fan personally, but that's cool for people who like the GT games.
Yeah, I'm not really a straight racing person, but it's going to be pretty. You always need a good driving game to sell a console's visuals, don't you? So that will be a nice one for that.
I feel the biggest problem with GT7 is that some people perceive it as a little bit stuffy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It takes itself too seriously.
Yeah,
honestly.
very, very straight racing game. Like, no real bells and whistles. You're just racing in a car, and it looks nice. Like,
that's it.
But people will love that. That's the thing. It's just not for me.
No, and I agree. So if you like GT7 and you're a big car fan, brilliant. I'm happy for you. But I do feel like Ratchet and Clank showed the new console off better, weirdly, with all the particle effects, and it just looked absolutely nuts.
It looked great. Gameplay as well. Like, that was our real extended look at PS5 gameplay out of many of the demos.
That was when I kind of was wowed a little bit. I was like, holy shit, next gen is going to be beautiful.
Yeah, and there was even that little gameplay feature, that tether, where you pull yourself into the next dimension. That was almost like a loading time demo, wasn't it? Because it's hard to show the SSD stuff. But that definitely seemed like the demo where it was like, oh shit, yeah, you just instantly load into this new area and it's absolutely fine. But yeah, I thought it looked stunning.
It might make me play my first Ratchet and Clank game.
Your first, Dan?
No, never played it. You know, everybody has those franchises that they've neglected over the years. That is mine. So, yeah.
That's unbelievable. But no, I think that would definitely be a good one. It looks like a real good visual. I mean, because Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction on the PS3, that was like a real graphical showcase for PS3 back in the day. And this looks like it could be that same thing where it's like playable animated movie, essentially.
Did they Did they remaster them for the PS4 recently?
No, they remade
the original, didn't they?
Yeah, they remade the first game, and there's some confusion in the Ratchet and Clank forums whether this is a sequel to that or a sequel to the original storyline, because that one rebooted it with a different storyline. But that's a whole other thing.
Okay, so let's.
And we don't know.
I'm going to head over to Ratchet and Clank Reddit to find out about this, right? Yeah, like I say, never played a game. So what else did we have? Like, obviously that looks stunning. In terms of other exclusives, Sackboy. To me that looks like they're going more for a platformer than a Little Big Planet game.
Yeah, that looks very like the multiplayer Mario games on Nintendo side. Like fixed camera, 3D platformer, can play with up to like 4 people. Looks like it could be a good laugh.
I think I'm more up for that than I am Little Big Planet.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't really have the time to make stuff anymore.
No, exactly.
So I'm happy just to play through like a nice, fun platformer. If it's got co-op as well, which is a nice one to play through with like girlfriend. I think that would just be a nice game to play through, but not like a huge showcase for PS5.
No, right. It's a pretty kind of mascot game, I want to say.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we've got Sackboy. He's so fucking cute. Look at him. Oh, look, he can jump over this gap. I'm like, great, yeah. I'll play it because it looks adorable.
Yeah.
And like just vibrant as well, which if you think about Sony's lineup, it's all very serious, except for Ratchet and Clank, obviously. Spider-Man serious, God of War serious, Horizon serious, Uncharted, The Last of Us, they're all these serious games. Days Gone, but I don't
know that Uncharted's that serious. It's got a playful sort of Sunday
but
matinee
it's all like
style.
Guns and backstabbing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you are right. It's more playful than The Last of Us.
Yeah,
only just, you know.
I mean, it's close.
We don't know. We don't know. Sackboy could get real dark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I guess the other major exclusive was Horizon, which is not Horizon Zero Dawn 2. It's Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, yes. That looked real good. Real
I've still
good.
not played the original, which is a criminal offence.
I never finished it.
You played it, haven't you?
I bought it, and I've got, after we've done all the Last of Us stuff, I will play that, and Uncharted 4, which I never finished.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
But I enjoyed Horizon because we streamed it for like 10, 15 hours, right?
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. But it was on the work account. Or was it on your account? It was on somebody else's.
I had it on a disc, so it wasn't me.
Oh, that was it. It was at the work. The disc was in the office, and I never took the disc home. So now I own it. But it looked incredible. Like Forbidden West, and obviously I don't think it's a lot of it's in-engine at this point, but I do feel like
I don't know. I think I get the impression it was.
Yeah, it's Guerrilla, isn't it? Their tech is some of the best whenever on PlayStation. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of that was in engine, if not all of it. But I wouldn't be surprised if a little bit was.
All right. Well, I'll reserve my judgment.
But no, that's fair.
From a purely artistic standpoint, like the direction they've gone, like the war elephant and like the underwater kind of almost like coral reefs and stuff like that. I'm really down with that. It seems a lot more vibrant than Zero Dawn was.
Yeah, Zero Dawn had its moments, but yeah, I sort of know what you mean.
It was just green, right?
Sorry?
It was just a lot of greens.
I seem to remember there being some nice reds and things in there.
Yeah, but with this, it looks like
more varied.
The full kind of spectrum of colours.
More biomes.
Yeah, it looks like a
That's
proper
the word,
sequel.
isn't it, right? More diversity.
Yes, I agree. And then for me, I think like the rest of it, of the showing was like fantastic. I thought it was great across the board, but most of it was multi-platform stuff. Astro Bot we didn't touch upon, but we probably should because that's coming with the PlayStation 5, Matt. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's
Astro's
coming preloaded.
Preloaded.
So yeah, it looks like it's called Astro's Playroom, and it's sort of obviously PS4 came preloaded, didn't it, with Playroom, which is where those little Astrobots were first introduced. Yeah. That was a bit naff, but this looks like it's more like the VR game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, and the VR game is meant to be an amazing 3D platformer. Like it's properly critically acclaimed. So if this is just like a really good 3D platformer that's preloaded on the console when you buy it, it's pretty good. Like, can't complain about that at all. If it's a really decent game, it's from the same guys who did the VR game, and that game was talked about really highly for like using PSVR's tech in really innovative ways. So if this does the same thing with like the DualSense and stuff like that, it'll just be a really cool little game by the looks of things.
Yeah. What did catch me off guard was that Deathloop is now an exclusive.
Yeah.
A console exclusive.
That. That's mad, right?
I thought the days of third-party exclusives, especially from Western studios, I thought those days were long gone, but apparently not. Like, I just feel like I don't know, like, why that isn't exclusive now. Like a Bethesda, a Sony part funding it.
I think it might be to do with Arkane specifically, because haven't they had a little bit of issues in terms of how well their games have been selling? I thought Prey like massively underdid the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the history of Arkane and say that they've criminally undersold.
Yeah, they're always critically acclaimed, but they don't tend to sell too well. So this feels like, from Sony's point of view, you go, we know this will sell to the hardcore because that's the people we're looking for this. So if we give you a bit of money, exclusive for us, it seems like a good one of those, and it works out well for Arkane. If they've got some money up front from that, if that's funded, then they're not taking the risk that they were with Prey and Dishonored, which, despite being fantastic games and not doing badly, I don't think they did quite as well as Bethesda wanted them to. So I'm guessing that's why this has happened.
No, I mean, they're both like, Rich, you reviewed Prey, you gave that a 9, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
From what I played, which was like most of it, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Dishonored, everybody knows that's brilliant. I don't think Arkane have made a bad game, have they?
Not recently, no. No, ever since the first Dishonored, pretty much everything they touch is gold.
So this is a massive like win for Sony, in my eyes anyway, because from the gameplay that we saw as well, it basically looked like Dishonored but action orientated.
Yeah.
Like purely,
purely action, no stealth. Like, let's use the crazy abilities.
It sounds like there's still stealth in it, but the interesting thing seems to be that if you die, obviously everything resets again. And one of the things that people say about Dishonored is, despite it being amazing, there's always that worry that you've not done something perfectly and like save scumming and going to reset. And it looks like this might be Arkane's way of addressing that, in terms of being like, it doesn't matter if you die, because that's the point of the game, and then you go back to the beginning, you try it a different way, because in the official press release they're like, you can do it stealthily, you can go in all guns blazing, but it looks really, really cool. And I like the sort of asymmetrical multiplayer as well, because you've got the other assassin, and you can choose to play as the other assassin, and if you do, you jump into someone else's game and you're then hunting them down, trying to stop them from completing it.
I like that idea.
It's really cool. It's a cool way of inserting that into the story rather than having it as a separate mode. Yeah, it just seems like a really, really cool looking game. And it sounds, from what it says, it's a limited time console exclusive, isn't it? So it might come to Xbox later. Yeah.
I missed that, because there was another game. What were we talking about before we started? Oh, Godfall.
Yeah.
Limited console exclusive. There was a lot of that, actually.
Yeah, Bethesda's other one, Ghostwire Tokyo, is a limited time console exclusive for
is it?
PS5 as well.
Okay. But so Bethesda have gone double down on the PS5 then?
Yeah, it definitely seems like that. It definitely seems like Sony probably came to them with a lot of money and asked for a couple of games.
I thought that shit was like, those days were behind us, but apparently not.
Yeah, I guess new console generation sort of really needs to get the big guns out and lay a claim.
Yeah, for sure. Right, we've talked for like 19 minutes so far. We've still got a little bit more to touch upon. I do want to touch upon, personally, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, which I thought looked absolutely fantastic, from Ember Labs.
Oh yeah, that looked like a Pixar film, didn't it?
It just reminded me so much of Cameo, which was the Xbox 360 launch title, I want to say.
Elements of Power.
That was it. And just, it looked fantastic. Beautiful game. Love the art style.
Yeah.
So for me, that was a highlight. We haven't touched upon Demon Souls either.
Oh God, I forgot about
that. There was just so much in an hour
there was.
that went on. Because like that's all the first party stuff, and we've talked a little bit about the third party, but then we haven't really talked about So actually, let's talk about it now for a few minutes. The third-party stuff, they're not exclusive, but on the platform.
Yeah.
Rich, I know that you'll be all over this one, but Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, do you know what? As soon as that trailer started, I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, me too.
I was already writing the ID to put into the system as the trailer was playing.
The thing that gave it away for me was the font.
Well, there was that, but then there was the fact that all those spoilers that leaked were dead on.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Everything was right.
Everything.
Oh, I didn't see the spoilers.
Yeah, the spoilers were like werewolf creatures. Yep. Castles. Yep. The title. Village. Yep.
Oh shit! Really?
Ethan's back. Yep. Chris is a baddie. Yep.
Oh my god! But yeah, that looked nuts. But again, there was actually some in-engine stuff in that. Well, not. It was all in-engine, I imagine, but
I think
some
so.
actual kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
From the first-person perspective, obviously coming back.
Uh-huh.
But there was another video that I think it's on their YouTube channel. We've probably put it up on the site now, or sites because it's multi-platform.
Mm-hmm.
Of the devs talking, and they showed a little bit more gameplay, not much, like 5-10 seconds, but looks absolutely stunning.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah. I mean, 7 was amazing.
That's next year, I want to say.
Yeah, 2021.
And I think that was my issue, actually, with the entire conference. So much of it's so far out. A lot of it was 2021.
Well, even that GTA isn't till the second half of 2021.
Yeah, that's weird.
How is that taking you a year?
And then there was, we haven't mentioned these games, but also 2021. Goodbye Volcano High, 2021. Stray, which was the cat in the robot world, 2021. We haven't talked about this, but we really should. Hitman 3, which was my highlight of the entire show, because I love Hitman. That's 2021, but that's also kind of January 2021.
Yeah, that's soon. That's launch window, isn't it? Sort of like a couple of months after.
Yeah, so Resident Evil 2021, Pragmata, which we haven't really talked about, which is the Dead Space writers' new game, I want to say.
Oh, that's been speculated, that hasn't been confirmed, but people seem to think that's the Dead Space guys one.
So, that's 2022. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming that looks fantastic that isn't coming for a long time.
Yeah.
Do we know the launch lineup yet? The launch lineup, what we can infer, is Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Deathloop.
Deathloop. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in the press release they even listed it. Their launch date for Deathloop is PlayStation 5 launch. It's not even just holiday.
Okay.
It's that.
So I assume Godfall will be a launch.
Yeah.
So there's still more titles to come. There's got to be more titles to come. You've got to have at least 10, 15 games for launch, right?
I imagine NBA 2K21 will probably be a launch title as well.
Yeah. But that's also going to be last gen as well on the PS4, isn't it?
There'll be a few of those, though, won't there? There'll be the FIFAs and the Maddens and stuff.
Hitman 3 is cross-gen.
Yeah, well, to be honest, Hitman 2 and Hitman 1 look absolutely incredible as it is. Have you seen there's the Dubai gameplay trailer on their YouTube channel, which I will literally edit while we're talking about this now over the top, which looks absolutely stunning. But me and Matt were talking about this a little bit before while you were testing your mic, Rich. But how do they change Hitman now? They've nailed the formula. All they need to do is just make it prettier and new levels.
Give him a chain gun.
Okay.
And the ability to run really fast. Jetpacks. Wall runs.
And then call him Violent Assassin.
Yeah. Hitman's Violent Assassin. Brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? No,
yeah.
I mean, that's what they should do in the future, right? They should sell 2 games under one umbrella.
Yeah.
And if you want an
Silent
action
or
game...
violent.
Yeah, exactly. So you choose. They'll probably listen to this, right? Fucking hell, that's a great idea.
Writing this down.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
But for overall, we've pretty much covered everything. Like Pragmata, we haven't talked about that, but there isn't really a lot to talk about. That it's weird, trippy, and I thought it was Kojima.
There's a little girl who can breathe on the moon.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, the satellite crashed through the sky, but the sky was a screen. It wasn't actually a sky, and then they fell through the hole in the sky, and then they were on the moon. So that's that game.
I'll tell you what we haven't mentioned, actually. 2 games, which I'll touch upon briefly. Project Athia, which was looked more like a kind of CGI trailer, but I don't know. But that's the Square Enix title, the woman with the crazy abilities and these incredible vistas. That's a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Yep.
I don't know whether it's timed or what, but that is. And also, there's another game that I was going to mention.
Destruction All Stars?
What, sorry?
Destruction All Stars?
No, but that did look cool.
That looked cool.
Did look cool. Apparently a lot of the Wipeout people are working on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely intrigues me a little bit more. Oh, I know what it was. Returnal.
Oh, yeah, Housemarque's game.
Awful name.
Yeah, I thought that. As soon as that name came up, I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, awful name, but actually looked really intriguing. Just some of the environments.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi third-person shooter with just some trippy kind of visuals.
Well, it's such a big title for that studio as well, who have always sort of made beautiful-looking but smaller games.
We were talking about it, weren't we? Yesterday, during the stream, Matt, me and you.
Yeah.
That they've gone from... Resogun wasn't their last one, it was that spacey one, wasn't it?
What's
the
it
isometric one, was it?
There was Nex Machina, and in the same year there was another one, wasn't there, that I cannot remember the name of right now.
But anyway, they've gone from tiny kind of, not budget titles, well, I guess they are budget titles, to this, what looks like a crazy AAA, I guess.
Matterfall.
Matterfall, that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've stepped it up.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've gone over the 15-20 minutes. But I feel like
do you want to talk about the design?
Oh, shit, yeah, let's spend a couple of minutes just talking about the design. Not a fan, personally.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't see how practical it is, but I'm going to be completely honest. Even just the design and the look, I don't think it really matters personally to me. I'm buying it for what's inside as opposed to what's outside.
Yeah.
So,
I can't help but think that it's going to look very weird under my telly, though.
Yeah. Is it white as well? Is there going to be a black one?
They haven't announced a black one.
No, that feels like might come later down the line, but it looks like they've gone all in on the white and black combo with this.
Yeah. I do find it really odd that Microsoft have come at it as here's a box.
Yeah.
And Sony have come at it here's a futuristic spaceship.
Yeah.
Right, everyone's been saying it looks like a router.
It does.
Oh, God,
it does look like a Wi-Fi router.
I mean, honestly, I've really enjoyed the memes coming out on Twitter.
They're great.
Things
they're
like
absolutely fantastic.
The anime hats, the routers, just everything has been absolutely fantastic. But at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, it doesn't matter. But I mean, your guys, what's your opinion, Rich? You're quite quiet on it.
I didn't know what to think. Like, as soon as that console appeared, I was like, And initially I thought, like, how's that going to lay flat? And it has to have this little base that you put it on to lay it flat. And I actually think the all-digital edition looks nicer because it hasn't got that sort of sticking out bump with the disc drive.
It looks more symmetrical, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
is there any chance either of you will buy the digital version?
No.
No, I mean, same. But if you look on the internet, it's about a 50-50 split. So
yeah, a lot of people do just get all their stuff digital anyway. And to be fair, I know that I do get most of my stuff, but I love having a disc, and also the fact that it's back compat with PS4, and I've got all my PS4 discs. Like if that wasn't a thing, I'd maybe consider it, but I'm not going to risk just not having those games playable.
That's the biggest sticking point. You've hit the nail on the head there. The PS4 library on disc.
Yeah,
but also what's the storage capacity? Do we know that yet?
Isn't the rumor 880 gigabytes or something, like 800 gigabytes, 825?
Yeah, that was what they announced.
It's basically
that's what they announced that back with the Mark Cerny thing, didn't they? And it's going to store all of 4 games or 1 Call of Duty.
Yeah. But it might not matter if they get their cloud streaming service, so that you can start a game and download it, and then when you're done, you just delete it, and then you can still play it and download in the background.
Yeah, even just the fact they said that updates, you don't need to re-download everything. You could just re-download little bits because of the SSD is a much bigger deal. Because there was that whole thing, wasn't there, with the 80 gig Warzone update recently, and it only made the file 4 gigs bigger, and that was just nuts. So hopefully that's not so much of an issue with next generation.
But I do feel like your opinions on the visuals of the console aside, Matt, what was your opinion? Did I catch your opinion? You liked it, right?
Well, you know what? I don't know. Like when I initially saw it, I didn't like it because it was weird and different, which is not a good sign. But yeah, I think it's one of those things. I'll get used to it. I'm already fairly used to how it looks. I think it's cool that they're not doing just another black console again, which they've just done for the last 3. I think it's cool they've tried something different. And it looks like a games console, which I quite like. It's one of those things. If I was 12, I would have absolutely loved that console because it looks like a spaceship. But yeah, I don't know. I think I prefer the fact they're doing something a bit different and a bit weird looking to Microsoft's PC Tower obelisk thing. But it's not
for sure.
It's not my favourite design, but I think it's quite nice, and I'll get used to it very quickly. And I'm glad I can put it on its side.
Well, there you go. And we've now talked for half an hour. I think, from my perspective, just to sum it up, fantastic showing, lots of good games, lots of exclusives. A little bit concerned about the content for this year, but I guess I personally will have Cyberpunk to play 3 times over before the end of next year. So, yeah, the launch lineup concerns me a little bit, but the future of the PlayStation looks absolutely insane, and console, whatever. But I don't know what you guys want to sum it up for us.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Looks like it could be a little quiet this year. Next couple of years looks amazing, and there's still so many games that we know will come that we haven't been shown yet. There will be another God of War. Right. There'll be probably something else from Naughty Dog, another Last of Us, Uncharted, something new. They've got such a good portfolio of studios constantly putting out big games that this is going to be a good generation of titles from what we've already seen and what we know will probably come later.
Well, you still got a Sucker Punch game as well at some point, because obviously Ghosts, they've probably finished development on Ghosts for the most part in the last few months, and they're all pre-production.
Unless I assume they're going to do an enhanced version of Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, but to be honest, these days, most of it's just turning up the dials, isn't it? Because they will have developed that with that in mind, I would have thought.
Yeah, maybe.
But so there's going to be a Naughty Dog game on it. There's going to be a Sucker Punch game on it, plus everything else. And if you think about everything else across the board, you've still got Starfield and Elder Scrolls from Bethesda. That's long-term kind of future.
Yeah.
So the future is bright.
God, yeah.
Speaking of Elder Scrolls and Starfield, if this Bethesda deal is a going concern, could they too be PS5 timed exclusives?
Oh, I don't know. I think with Deathloop, with the smaller titles, right?
Yeah,
with
that's
Deathloop,
what I was thinking. I think they're too big and too mass market for Bethesda to be they'll only be on one platform. Surely.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
that's what I agree personally. But yeah, it's an interesting choice from Bethesda though to go to put all their eggs in the PlayStation basket, I guess. But they're not. But still, it looks that way. But I guess if you look at Bethesda's history with new IPs, it's not fantastic. Fallout always sells. Elder Scrolls always sells. But everything else, it doesn't really do the numbers, and I don't know why.
No, I don't either. Because they're usually great games like Doom and Dishonored. Exactly. I don't get why they don't do better. But
yeah, so there it is. That's our PlayStation 5 chat that went on twice as long as we anticipated. We know it's coming this year. We don't have a price yet. The rumours are 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 3 billion.
Surely no more than 600 quid. You're going to alienate people.
Even that's too much.
Yeah.
Well, they can do the disc one for 600, and then they can do the non-disc one for 499. So
yeah, I guess.
Who knows? But we'll find out. Chaps, thanks very much for joining us, folks. Thank you very much for listening. It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Rich.
See ya.
And it's goodbye from Matt.
Bye.